Hey there. I am making a video while I'm driving. You might think that's dangerous, but it's really not because my phone is mounted, and this is really the only time that I have free right now to sort of say, hey, what's up, and explain why I am selling LuLaRoe, why I decided to become a LuLaRoe consultant. Gosh, where do I begin? With LuLaRoe, the why is a really big question that's asked. Everyone has to have a why, and you have to have a really, really strong why. And I actually have two whys. I have a big why and I have a little why. I'm going to start with my little why. My little why is I had been working for a company for several years producing content on Judaism. And that company decided to downsize me, which cut out a significant portion of our monthly income. Having two kids in daycare is incredibly expensive in Denver, and my husband is not a U.S. citizen. He's a green card carrier, so there are only so many jobs he can get and only so much money he can make, even though he's a certified electrician in 2 different countries and has immense talent in many different things, from juggling to balloon animals to electrical design to being a mashgiach, which is someone who makes sure that a kitchen or a restaurant is certified kosher and that they're following all the laws. He's incredibly talented, but he's limited, and so I am the major earner because I have the earning potential. So losing that job was pretty big, and I've been trying to replace it, but having a baby and everything makes it kind of hard to find additional work. And LuLaRoe is perfect because it's out of my home, it's on my own time, and because I work in digital marketing, it's kind of my jam. And so it just seemed perfect. And yes, it is a huge buy-in, but I had a special opportunity to invest, and I'm hoping that it really pays off so that we can get back into a comfortable financial position and start saving again. So that's my little why, and for a lot of people that's the big why. For me, the big why is I have always hated the way I look, and I say hate because that's truly the word that would describe how I feel or felt about my body. I've always been overweight since I was a kid. I've always been larger than other people, and I've always really struggled with loving myself, which has made it really difficult for other people to love me. I've had past boyfriends tell me that I'm an unhappy person who hates myself, and that I need to find a way to really love myself before other people can love me. And my husband, who loves me very much, he likes to say whenever I put myself down, he would say, stop being mean to my wife, stop insulting my wife. Whenever he would give me a compliment and I'd immediately start explaining something about, my figure, he'd say, oh, that skirt looks great on you. And I'd be like, oh, well, I found it on sale and blah, blah, instead of just saying thank you. I have a really hard time saying thank you and accepting compliments. So when I put on my first LuLaRoe item, and it was a patterned Irma, I felt amazing. Not only because the clothing was super comfortable, but also because it was a pattern, and I never thought I could do patterns. I felt beautiful, and the more clothes that I put on from the company, the more empowered and beautiful and confident I felt. I put on a bright red skirt, and I blew my own mind. I mean, I live in jean skirts. I live in very plain colored clothes. So I've found a way to love myself and to love my style and not my size. And that's one of the great things about LuLaRoe, is that I can wear a small in one thing and a 3XL in another, and it doesn't matter because the sizes are pretty arbitrary when it comes down to it, because it's all about feeling comfortable and feeling stylish, and that's huge for me. It's something I've never felt before. I put on a perfect tee in a really chocolatey brown with my red skirt, and I looked in the mirror, and my husband was in the room unpacking some stuff, and I said, I feel tall and thin. 2 words I never thought that I would ever say. And it's not about being thin and it's not about being tall, but I felt pretty and I felt like I could use words that I hadn't used before to describe myself. And I'm wearing my favorite Irma right now. It's super casual and super soft and amazing, and it goes with my scarf, and I feel good about myself, and I feel confident, and I feel like I'm finding a confidence that I didn't know I had. And for me, I'm like tearing up right now. For me, that's really, really huge, because if you're someone who has struggled your entire life, when you find, no matter what you've struggled with, when you find that moment where you feel comfortable in your own skin, oh my God, guys, it's huge. So for those of you out there who say, oh my God, you're so busy, how can you take something else on? You're neglecting your children, you're neglecting your spouse, like, oh my gosh, you're crazy, how can you do this? You know what? I'm not neglecting anyone. Happy wife, happy life. If mommy's happy, everybody's happy. And I went to bed at midnight last night after working an incredibly busy full day, but I woke up today on so few hours of sleep feeling happy and alive and good. And that's my why. That's why I'm doing this. So I'm excited for you to help me. If you've watched all of this, congratulations, you made it through. Sorry, I'm like totally crying right now. I don't think I've ever cried on camera before. This is really weird. So if you support me, awesome. If you support another LuLaRoe seller, awesome. They're doing wonderful, beautiful things for women. And if you read anything online that's negative or naysaying, those are just people who have an axe to grind, and they're shifting that axe in a negative direction. Only positive things, only happiness. Find what makes you happy and what makes you comfortable in your own skin, and cling to it and love yourself. Have a beautiful day, everybody.